Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, and if you are new, hi, my name is Alex. I am so happy to have you here on my channel. If you have not already become part of the A team, definitely hit the subscribe button down below so you won't miss any of my videos. I am here to talk about the My Little Pony and Colourpop collaboration. I did not get the whole collection. I got a few items. I definitely did pick up the eyeshadow palette, which is $16 by the way, like blowing my mind at the price. I got a highlighter, I think in flower something. I don't know, there's no name on the back, which is disappointing, but I will tell you the shade in a minute. And then I got two Ultra Matte liquid lipsticks. One is in Lemon Drop and the other one is in Moon Dancer. Moon Dancer is the one that I'm wearing today. Okay, so before we get into the actual makeup tutorial, I wanted to kind of share with you guys my thoughts, do some swatches, and yeah, tell you guys all about what I personally think of the items that I have from the collection. So let's go ahead and just get on with what everybody wants to know about, which is the palette. This is a cute little $16 palette from obviously Colourpop, and the package is super cute. It's a little bit kiddish, but I don't mind because, you know, not everything in life has to be super sophisticated. I think that this really adds a nice, fun element to my makeup. Like, I get excited using this, and whenever I go in to do my makeup and I want to use this palette, I get excited because it's just so cute and it's so fun. So you open it up. The packaging is cardboard, by the way. I don't particularly mind because of the price. I think that's how Colourpop is able to get it to be so affordable, is because they don't spend a ton of money on packaging. I do have to say that some of these eyeshadows, for instance, Snazzle, which is this white shade with beautiful blue duochrome, it is crumble city. The minute you put your brush in it, it just kind of crumbles everywhere. Not super, like, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I do have to say that the shadow itself, like application wise, is so beautiful. I don't have too much fallout with it, a little bit, but this shade is my favorite in the palette by far, even though it is literally like crumbling the second you touch it. Another one that I found a lot of kickback with was the shade Flutterby. Yeah, it's the shade right here, this orange shade. It is called Flutterby. And it's beautiful. Application is so beautiful. I had no problems blending it out, but you do get a ton of kickback when you dip your shade or when you dip your brush into the shade. You will get some kickback. Yeah, another shade that I was kind of disappointed with was the shade, I think it's called, yeah, Applejacks, which is the shade right here. It looks to be a very dusty mauve-y pink shade, but once I applied it to my eyelids, I don't know if it's because of, it could have been the brush I was using, or it could just be my skin tone, but it is not. Like, when I applied it into the crease and kind of blended it out a bit, it became this very hot Barbie pink, and that's not really, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not really what I wanted, and it wasn't anything that I expected either, so I was a little disappointed in that. A lot of kickback with this shade as well, the shade Butterscotch. Other than that, I really didn't have any problems with the shades. I think they're all beautiful. They're very easy to work with, very blendable. You do get a little kickback and some fallout. With these darker shades, you get a lot of fallout. Again, considering that I only paid $16 for this palette, I don't think that this is a deal breaker. Now, if this was like $40, $50, or $60, I would be like, don't spend your money on this. So moving on to swatches of the palette, I'm super excited to share with you guys. So So I am on Colourpop's website, and I like that they do always describe or give you a little description of each product, like what the color is meant to be and look like. So we're going to go ahead and go through all of the colors. The first shade in the palette is Butterscotch, and it is described as a white with subtle pink violet opalescent sheen. Beautiful shade. The next one is Blossom. This is described on the website as a metallic peach with pink and gold duochrome finish. Super pretty. Love this one. Next shade is Starshine. This is a metallic golden tangerine. Then we have Bluebell, which is a satin golden ivory. Next up is Applejack. It's a matte dusty red violet. The next one is Sky Dancer, which is a metallic bright icy lavender. I love it. And then we have Minty, which is a matte cool tone fuchsia. Then we have Flutterby, which is a matte true pastel peach. Twilight is a satin deep blackened violet. And then we have Firefly, which is a metallic silvery baby blue. Snuzzle, which is a metallic icy white with opalescent blue duochrome. And then last is Princess Sparkle, which is a metallic rich smoky turquoise. Okay, so that is the palette. My thoughts are, I think it is definitely worth the price, and I think that you can have a lot of fun with it if you are a makeup collector or not. I think that it's just a fun palette to have. It's so fun. Moving on, I did get a highlighter as well. I only got one. There is two. I got the Starflower one, which is described on the website as a peachy gold color, but this is super pretty. It is super buttery, and it is definitely not the most shocking, crazy strobe highlight. It is more of a subtle, everyday highlighter, which I don't mind because I don't have too many of these in my collection. I don't feel like people really like, I feel like brands don't make highlighters like subtle highlighters. It's all about the like strobing to the gods, which I love as well, but it is nice to get like an everyday highlighter here and there. And I do like this. I think that it blends on the skin beautifully. And I was actually shocked that it worked with my skin tone because I am super pale, and look at this. This is like a dark peachy gold color. So I love this, and I think that because of the color and it works on my skin tone, I'm like super pale, I also think that it could work on darker skin tones as well. So I think that they did a good job with this because it's very versatile, and I definitely could see it working on deeper skin tones. Moving on to the matte liquid lipsticks. This is the one I'm wearing on my face right now. This is Moon Dancer. It is a beautiful dark plummy reddish shade, and as you can see, I did have to use a lip liner with this because it is super dark and it will bleed if you don't, so just putting a warning out there. The other shade I got is this beautiful kind of warm tone lilac in Lemon Drop. I love this shade as well. Okay, so the only problem I have with these is they suck the life out of your lips. And this is actually the first time I've ever tried their Ultra Matte formula. I have their metallic formula, which I love, and I've heard so many good things about their Velvet Mattes. But every time I hear somebody talk about the Ultra Mattes, I always hear that they're super drying, and that is completely true in my book. Just trying these two out, they really do suck the life out of your lips. Today, I don't know, this feels kind of comfortable today, the one I have on my lips now, but I did exfoliate and moisturize before I put the lipstick on, so I think that made a huge difference. But usually when I put these on about 30 minutes in, I am like, can't wait to take it off because they just don't feel comfortable. I don't know. I feel like if you like these, the Ultra Mattes, go for it because they are super pigmented. Like both of these shades are super opaque, like there's no streakiness, they go on really nicely, but when they dry down, it is like the Sahara desert. I don't know, I just feel like there's better liquid lipsticks out there that are the same, like you can find the same color range. And I feel like they have colors like this like in their velvet matte. So you can run to the drugstore and get the Catsuit liquid lipsticks from Wet n Wild. They're a lot more comfortable. And they're $4.99. So they're about in the same ballpark, and you won't have to, you know, wait for it to ship, and they don't suck the life out of your lip. That is basically my thoughts on this collection. If you guys want to see how I recreated this look, then let's go ahead and get right into the tutorial. Okay, I've literally filmed this video 3 times, and I'm not kidding. I lost the first 2 times I tried filming. I actually lost like the first half of the video, and so I just, 3rd time's the charm. Let's hope that that's true. Well, I have primed my eyelids, and I wanted to set that primer with a shade in the palette, obviously. So I went in with Butterscotch. Okay, yeah. So Butterscotch is this shade right here, and it is this totally weird shade that I should have not set with, but it already happened. And yeah, so I did get a lot of kick up with that shade, but it worked beautifully, blended out really nice. So I'm not mad about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Flutterby, which is this shade right here, this peach, beautiful, like, light creamsicle shade. I'm going to take that right on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to buff that into the crease going into the inner corner. This shade gets a little bit of kick up when you apply it to the brush, or when you dip your brush in, but it's not too bad. And I actually really like this shade because it blends out really nicely. It's packable. It's just like, it works really well. Okay, so I've got this shade pretty heavily on my eyelids. So next shade I'm taking from the palette is called Sky Dancer. It's this shade right here, and it's this beautiful metallic purple color. I do find I actually don't get a ton of kick up with this shade, which is great, but I do find that this shade, you get a lot of fallout. It's very loose on the brush, and the more you blend it out with a blending brush, you'll start to lose the color. It starts to blend away. So I just try to kind of be light-handed with this shade. So moving on, I'm going to take Princess Sparkle, which is this beautiful blue shade down here. I'm going to take that on a small angled fluffy brush, and I am actually, yeah, I'm going to pack this right on the outer corner. And inner corner. Alright, so I've got the Princess Sparkle on the inner and outer corner, so I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to just kind of diffuse the crease a little bit to make it look a little softer. Going in with a wet brush, I am going to take Firefly, which is this, I believe, yeah, Firefly, which is this beautiful, like, baby blue. Okay, going back in with Princess Sparkle, I'm just going to touch up that color a bit and kind of blend it in with Firefly. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but I got a lot of fallout between Sky Dancer, that purple shade, and Princess Sparkle, that dark blue. Going in with a smudger brush, I am going to pick up Twilight, which is a very dark, almost black, plummy purple shade. and it's got a little hint of sparkle in it, but it is really pretty. I'm going to take that on my smudger brush. This is just the Urban Decay Smoky palette brush. And I'm going to hit the inner and outer corner just closer to the lash line. I'm not going to really blend it up too much. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and just kind of blend those edges together. Alright, so the lower lash line, I'm going to take a soft brush. Don't mind my my little brush. It kind of got squashed. I need to throw this away, but I still like the brush. It still works. Anyways, Flutterby. I'm going to take Flutterby and tap off these. You see, like, it is very powdery, if you can see how much powder is coming off. It is very powdery, but it still is pigmented and blendable. So taking that right on the lower lash line. Next shade is Sky Dancer, that purple. We're just going to kind of do the same thing that we did on the lid on our lower lash line. Okay, lastly, for my favorite part, we are going to take this shade right here. This is called Snazzle. It is this really, really beautiful white shade, but it's got this beautiful icy blue duochrome to it. It is stunning. It just adds so much to the look. Our corner. Like, can you see that? It's so beautiful. Taking this same brush, I am going to pick up Bluebell, which is this, oh, that's over here, which is this beautiful champagne color. Is perfect for right underneath the lash line, or right underneath that brow bone. It's not too crazy like the other shades. Okay, so to add a little pizzazz to the look, I am going to go in with NYX Fox White Liner in Mint Cream. It is this beautiful, it is like almost white, but it has a hint of baby blue, and it's just this beautiful color. So I'm going to add that right to the waterline, put on some mascara, and I will be right back. Next, moving on to the next thing that I did purchase, I picked up one of the Colourpop, or I picked up one of the highlighters, and this one is in Starflower, I think is what the name is. There's no name on the box or on the packaging anywhere, which I'm kind of disappointed by, especially if you're, you know, doing YouTube videos. I don't think it would really matter if you weren't, but since I'm doing YouTube videos, I like to tell you guys what I'm using. But it is the more golden shade highlighter. And let me just go ahead and apply. I don't have any highlighter on, so I'm going to take a fan brush and go ahead and apply this. And I have already used it, so I kind of already know my thoughts. So I don't think that that brush was really doing anything, so I'm going to go back in with a more dense brush and pack it on. There we go. Yeah, it's just very subtle. I think it's beautiful. Moving on to the lipsticks, I have two liquid lipsticks, and this is their Ultra Matte formula. I have Moon Dancer and Lemon Drop. I don't know. Which one should I use today? I think I'm going to use Moon Dancer because it matches my sweater, And yeah, you guys know my thoughts already on this video if you didn't skip the intro. They're not my favorite, definitely super dry, but the colors are really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. So now that I look completely insane, I'm going to go in with Moon Dancer. This is a beautiful, like, deep plum. And that is the finished look. So that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative and gave you some thoughts. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably already seen 100 million tutorials on this palette or this collection already. I'm so sorry it was so late. I just could not get my filming correct or up right. I kept messing up, and this is the third time I filmed it, so I'm going to try to get this video up as fast as I can. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and review on the My Little Pony and Colourpop collaboration. And I hope you guys will subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I hope you guys will also have a really amazing day. And yeah, I love all of you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.